Attention paddock, just to give you a update on where we are for this afternoon then in readiness for this evening's qualifying 2 session. Conditions around the course are improving quite quickly. Reports are that everywhere around the course is drying rapidly. There are a few damp patches in the normal places, but again they continue to dry. We will be making a final decision whether it goes ahead or not at 17:30. Thank you. Control arm.
I tell you what, this is not what I expected today. As we ended yesterday's daily roundup, 1, I had Lee Johnston and not you, and 2, it was unlikely that we were going to see any form of action tonight. It's been raining all day, but now the sun comes out to play, bikes are getting technically inspected. We might actually see some riding tonight.
Exactly. First off, would you rather it be me or Lee?
Definitely you.
Thank you. You won't have believed it. This morning, I was laid there in my camper, the rain was hammering down, woke me up. It was like, no way, this is happening. Thing is, your ear, it just rolls on and on and on, and you've just got to trust in Gary Thompson and what they know about the course, what they know about the weather coming in. Yeah, it's hard for riders, more delays. There were delays yesterday, and you could see on the TV coverage that everybody was just a bit nerved up, just a bit like, oh, just let us go. But you've got to trust in the process. Gary knows what he's on with and his team. When the time's right, he'll let you go.
Always does. So one thing we didn't catch up on really last night was the final action of the sidecars. You've been chatting to a few people, obviously your brother was out there.
Yep.
How does your brother feel after that first session? Does he feel a little more settled now, and what else is going on in the world of sidecars?
Well, them two are buzzing. Ben and Kevin honestly did a mega job. They set out just to ease into it, steady away, and just built up nice. And then we saw the sectors on the second lap just coming down, like over the mountain. He matched the crows, and that's not messing about. So in the tricky stuff lower down, they just took the time, eased the way into the bumps and all that, the blind stuff and the jumps and all that kind of riding. And then you get up on the mountain, it's open, it's a bit easier, and they start to put the hammer down. He said the bike feels mega on the road, and you could see that on the footage. The bike is planted, it looks great. I mean, as the speed comes up a bit, yeah, we're going to see it move around a little bit more, and the setup might have to change a bit because they're sort of neutral at the minute. It's just a setup just to get out there. So that'll develop as they go along, but if they get a couple more laps in tonight, we saw 115 last night, probably 16, maybe into 17, and then you ballpark, aren't you? The other lads, a bit up and down really. Crows come out swinging, confident straight away. Yeah. Caught and passed Pete Founds and Jevon Walmsley in the qualifying, started to stretch. Then I think Pete maybe thought, nah, I'm not into this. I'm going to get on the back wheel.
Already racing.
So he followed him, and he followed him through one of the worst bits through Ginger Hall and all that. They just would have been covered in stones and leaves and stuff coming off the road from the bike in front. And then he had to go at getting up the inside of him into Schoolhouse, and woo,
bit tight.
Did not see that coming. No, I don't think he really, meant to get into that situation, but they did anyway. Luckily, everybody got out of it all right. It's first night of practice. Everybody wants to crack on. You just got to be patient, bide your time a bit.
You're right.
So I was talking to Pete. They're struggling a little bit with that rear tyre, the new profile rear tyre, the Hoosier that they're running. The Avon had a nice big sidewall, and it sort of had sidewall damping built into it, so the little bumps and stuff, it would iron out them creases for you. Now they're on a really small profile rear, and it's bumping. They're struggling with setup straight away.
Oh dear.
So that's got to come, hopefully, as the week progresses.
Well, one of two things is going to happen right now, because like we said earlier, it was an absolute cesspit of water around here. So we spend the morning with John McGuinness in the Pit Stop Cafe. So we'll cut to that now, and then either join us for the outro, where there's no action, or we'll bring you all the latest action from day 2 of TT qualifying. The only place you can be when it's raining on the Isle of Man is this new place, the Pit Stop Cafe, and I'm joined by 3 absolute legends. But we'll talk to the main one in the middle. Lee Johnston.
I'm pretty sure you've been in the cafe even when the sun was out.
Oh well, yeah, that's where I spend most of my time now. John?
I've been in the cafe for 3 weeks. I've eaten everything out of here.
How was yesterday?
Yeah, good. Yeah, really, really good. Got 5 laps in. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just a little bit unsettled, a little bit grabbing it by the horns a little bit and gritting my teeth and biting the yolks and stuff. But yeah, hit all my marks and
Because
a
of the
couple of little tricky
conditions,
bits.
or just because it's first day nerves and you
I think
just
it's probably
get
for
Ringo
the
style?
first night for me. I can't relax on the first night. There's a lot of pressure on. There's lots going on. It just felt a little bit edgy all day. A little bit nervy, and everybody in the paddock. Just.
There was a little bit of tension.
I think the delay doesn't help that either. We said when you get like 4 hours. 4 hours is long enough to know not what to eat, when to eat, what time to eat, because you've got up and you're like set for. You have breakfast. We'll go at 10 o'clock, and that's like the routine, and then that's turned upside down from 10 to 2 is a big old.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Like you said, eating for me is never normally a problem. But
Sure.
no, I definitely don't. I don't eat when I'm on my bike. I can't eat. I just get really nervous and that. But yeah, once the clutch was let out and first lap was a bit. I'm a gear lever too. That simple little things you just think it can't be possible. I sat off down, but I thought, oh, geez, gear lever's a bit low, and it's sort of a long lap, and I was missing a few gears, and came in, got that rectified, went back out. Second lap were better, then a rest, and. But you come in, you're like, you're steaming really, and the guys, you're looking at the guys, and you can't really debrief. You just need a minute just to settle down and just try and process it all, and then that little bit of a break, and then back out. I love the big bikes though. The big bikes are where it all is. The big 6-lap races and superbikes are a weapon. It's just. I feel in a good place. We've done a lot of work. I've done a lot of work behind the scenes, and I know we're all laughing. But I've been to Portugal on my own, testing my last year's bike. I went to Andalusia with my old bike testing there. I did 1,200 miles at the launch of the new 2024 Fireblade at Portimao. So bike fitness, I feel pretty good. I mean, I'm, well, the old bit of giggle about my weight and stuff, but I'm not any heavier or any lighter than I've been for the last 10 years. But focus is there. The fire's still burning in my belly, so I'm up for it.
Well, that's it. We always talk. We half joke. It'd be nice. Everyone wants to see John back on the podium, and everyone's like, "Yeah, but a few things might have to happen to the other riders." But there's a real chance you could get on the podium.
You're right, though. I mean, I can accept that. If something's got to happen to a couple of other guys for sure. It's a little bit like that. The Northwest, I got on the podium. A couple. Michael missed his warm-up lap, so I was like that. Oh, that's one more out of the way. And then me and James went into the last chicane, and I was like, which way am I going to go around this slower ride? I went inside, he went outside. I was like, wee, lovely that one. But you've got to be in that moment to pick them pieces up.
That's part of your makeup, innit, and all that experience, and just being able to be it, turn it on. Like I was watching you last night through Kurt Michael, and yeah, what a shock to sensors that is when you arrive there on a superbike. I wouldn't know that, but it is on a sidecar. You get towards the end, and there's that left before there's a bus stop on the right there, and your line were perfect straight away. Yeah. Everybody else were 50p in a bit, and it's that them doing that on the first night, just finding the lines. But the amount of laps he's done around here on
still catch you out. Concentration's got to be bang on. And last night the sun, I thought the sun, same old cliche, and the sun was bad, but I don't know why, but I rolled out of it a little bit, and a lot of the places, which is my inner safety bit, like Glenvine was really bad. Crosby, I thought Crosby was horrendous, and it's different every year because depends on the trees, but there'll be gaps in the trees or branches falling down or whatever. So it was strobing a lot more into Crosby. So just a little bit cautious through Glen Helen and Appledene and that double right before Greba Bridge and Gordsley. Honestly, it's so tricky to get through there. So, but we've definitely got a good chance here. I mean, if I can match. I'd like to think I can match what I did in 2015, which is 132.7, and maybe if you put a mile an hour on top of that, then
you're there.
You're not a million miles away, are you? So
yeah, you're in that different bracket. I mean, we're talking about the top three, aren't we, at the minute? Dunlop, Harrison, and Hickman. Yeah. They've all got a little chink in their armour. They've all got a little bit of something going on, and he's coming.
His armour's in good nick. Yeah.
Yeah, there's Toddy's in there. Toddy's in the mix. Coward's going really well, Hillier, you never know with Hillier,
James looked really good last night. He looks happier and more content than he has here for 3-4 years, I think.
It's just he's like a silent sort of guy who's there or thereabouts, and I love with James as well. You can ride bar to bar with James, and he's not going to do anything crazy, and all of them, to be fair, not just James, all of these top jockeys are super precise at what they do, and I'm starting number one. I've got a clear track. I've won off number one before, so I just get my head down, and they're probably going to catch me. You know, if Dean catches me and I can hold on to him for a bit, he might drag me.
Yeah.
You know, there's loads of ways of looking at it, but you know, we're in a good place. You know, we've had a few. It's been tough for the team. We've had we've had a few ups and downs at the start of the year with a few breakdowns and one thing and another. We've got that figured out now. So the bike's good, and I'll tell you, when you set off down rail and them things, you're like, oh my God, I feel like I've been run over this morning. I was in bed like that.
John, it's been an absolute pleasure. We're going to nail it there because I think you're off for more.
It's gone to the B team now.
Can we talk about the street diner and my sauces and my merchandise and I've got my two bikes here. And,
you got 10 seconds.
I've got my 2015 winning bike here, my 2004 winning Yamaha, bit of merchandise here, some hats,
6 seconds.
Some other bits and pieces, t-shirts, and my sauce with James Hill here and the collaboration of the street diner. Boom.
Can I send my bank balance on that as well?
You owe me a £5.
We've just had a really sharp shower up on the mountain section from the bungalow through to Brandywell / Windy Corner around that area. Tonight's session's called off and we'll try again tomorrow. And apologies for keeping you waiting so long. Thank you. Control out.
So we said at the top of the show, one or two things could happen, but a third thing kind of happened. Boys, we got bikes on the grid. We got you in your comms positions. We were about this far away from bikes setting off, and then all of a sudden, Gary got on the tannoy. A few showers here, a few showers there for rider safety. We're absolutely canning it. As riders who have probably been in that position before, and passengers, how does it feel?
It's painful, isn't it? Absolutely painful, yeah, because you've built up all day. Yesterday was, obviously they're all glad to get away, but they had a load of stress, a load of hanging about, loads of delays yesterday. So today would have been great if it just went off on time and smooth, but you woke up this morning, the rain went hammering down on the camper roof, and it's all over the floor as well because my lad left the skylight open. That's something else. And then it just rolled on all day, so yeah, another long day, loads of build up, loads of tension, but it's what can happen here. They did right listening to Gary because he does know what he's on about and he cares about them and he's got the best interests at heart. So he's canned it and they'll get to go again tomorrow in the sunshine. So
Exactly. Lee?
Yeah, I say what he's just said. It's like the only hard part was you woke up, it was really wet, so then you almost write it off in your head. You go, oh, it's done. And then you sort of chill out or whatever, and then you go, oh, it's drying out, oh, it's going to go. So then you're ramped back up again, and then you get up there and change and everything, warm up, and then it gets canned again. And but then we were up there for half an hour, but he called it pretty early on and stuff, so it wasn't. I've definitely seen it worse than that and been dragged out more than that. So, and the worst thing, if they'd got set off and then 10 mile in and then a shower and then you have to ride around and you're freezing cold and
Is that the worst?
It's a nightmare. Yeah,
So it's better to not go at all than it is to only
definitely,
get a few miles down the road.
Yeah.
All right then, boys. So one massive piece of news that came out yesterday, so today as we're recording it, it's the worst kept secret in the whole of the TT. But Box to Box, the people that made Drive to Survive, the documentary about golf, what was it?
Full Swing.
Breakpoint, Unchained Tour de France, that was a good one.
Yeah.
But they are here, and they have been here for quite a while now, filming a documentary. We've seen No Room for Error, we've seen Between the Edges, which I personally think is one of the best documentaries ever made about the TT.
Big call.
agreed.
I agree. Yeah? We agree on that one?
Oh, yeah.
Good. But they're here and they're filming and they are literally everywhere. But this can only be a good thing for the TT, right?
Oh yeah, without doubt. It's like, well, we've seen what it's done to Formula One. I don't know what it's done to golf. I don't watch golf, but I watched that golf
Exactly the
documentary,
same.
so that's what it's done. But the Formula One thing, you only have to look at what it's done to the American market. Like 5 years ago, you could buy a ticket to any Grand Prix in America and you could get a seat anywhere. Now it's sold out before once the dates are even announced. So I think that's maybe obviously a little bit of the planning, but yeah, it's gonna make this place just take another step forward and go crazy, I think.
A little birdie told me that they were filming a young man called Lee Johnston for a little while, so they hung around with you for a little while.
It wasn't very exciting. It went to the
Well, how was it?
the hospital and X-ray rooms and things like that there. So yeah, I don't believe any of that'll make it on because the story sort of stopped and we didn't make it here to the TT. So I think that was maybe going to ramp up to that. But yeah, so I've done all the donkey work, but none of it's going to be seen.
Yeah, oh, that's a shame. And Tom, we've said this before, or you've said it before, you're quite an intense character. When you're up on the line or when you're getting prepared to go out, whether it's practice, qualifying or a race, you're kind of in your zone. And there's been a couple of times I've been up there on the start line, looked at you dead in the eye, and you've looked straight past me. So how would you have felt being here now?
You do that anyway. That was down
All right,
the
so you knew I
town.
was
I
there.
was really happy. I just saw him coming.
Oh no, no.
Just stare at cheers.
I'll
guys,
pretend I'm ready to race.
thanks. My point being,
Yes.
You always chat to me. I don't race you.
my point being, how would you have felt with those cameras being that intrusive in your preparation? Would you have enjoyed it or not?
Well, just check out my OnlyFans. I don't mind having cameras in intrusive places. That's fine. Genuinely, if it were for the good of the sport and moving it on, I'd be happy to get involved. Yeah. Now it's part of your job. You've got to be professional and got to let that story get told. But no, it won't bother me. Yeah, I did used to get my head on, and when I was doing what I was doing, that was it. But that was just my preparation. Like, you get up on the grid and he's jumping about, telling jokes, and acting how he wants to act. But it was just my way of doing it. So yeah, if cameras turn up, it's into problem. I don't even know that that's what I'm doing that bit of time, mate.
It's into problem. Well, here we go. Quickly, it's going to be help produced by Brad Pitt's production company. Obviously, we saw Channing Tatum here last year, and this is a bit gossipy. Rather, there's not been much action, so there's not a great deal to talk about. But there is talk also in the future of a feature film happening about the TT. Again,
there was
another level.
Yeah, that was sort of in the deal being done, that it would only happen when Tom retired, because obviously no one would believe that it was reality. That can't be a reality show. That guy is that good looking. Do you know what I mean? So that was the deal breaker. Tom left, Brad turned up.
Bring it in.
Listen, right, we're already getting comments on YouTube about not enough action in these, and all they're hearing is Lee Johnston talk rubbish, Tom Birchall talk rubbish, Chris Pritchard talking a lot of sense. Now, obviously, there hasn't been any actions, but if you do want the action, it's all live on TT+. So if you are dying to see all those bikes in action, we have the beautiful slow-mos here. We also have a bit of a breakdown of what happens each and every day, but also we have the live coverage. When it's on, there's a good 4, 5, 6 hours of footage you can get your teeth into. So don't worry about that, but always leave your comments. Let us know what you think about the Netflix documentary coming the start of 2025 TT. Let us know what you think to the feature film. And here's a question. Who do you think should play Lee Johnston in this feature film?
Ronnie Corbett.
We'll leave that there. Job done. See you tomorrow, guys.
Ronnie Corbett.